Hey everyone, it's Calvin, also known as Romer, and this is Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations, and this is my first ever playthrough of Trials and Tribulations. We're starting off with an objection already. Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care. In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1 if it's true. Okay. If that is truly the case, then there is one thing that I can say for certain.
What might that be?
That person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant, Iris.
What? What do you mean? I don't understand.
A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement made by an equally foolhardy hool. Hool, you're a hool. How exactly can you make this claim? Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw wearing a hood was wearing a hood, correct?
Of course he was. That rundown shack is quite a way away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that this floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris, and Iris is my darling hood. Wait, what are you talking about, Larry?
It seems there are bigger fools in the world than the one at the defense's bench.
He's not taking that.
Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Oh my god, that's going to send Larry into a spiral. Are you going to change your story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight?
What are you talking about?
I think you understand what I mean just fine.
Why?
Why did Nick have Iris's hood? What?
Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why, you Nick, you dog! I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded straight into the garbage.
Ah! What is it now, witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years. Wait, what is happening with Larry? I've been waiting 25 years for this day to come. Edgy, today is the day I get to completely stupefy you. What? I want to talk about this in a second. We'll just keep going for now.
What is the meaning of your outburst, witness?
I hate to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence. Definitive? Evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Maurice Stewardham, shall prove it.
I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch, and show us your evidence that the nightmare was actually a reality. Okay, hope you're ready, Edgy, because I'm going to feed you a whopping serving of pain.
You've been serving us a whopping serving of pain this whole time, trust me. He's so done with him. He's so done with him. I want to talk about this really quickly before we go into anything else, guys. I hope you don't mind. Larry wanting to put Edgeworth in his place and stupefy him, coming right after he found out that, or he thinks, or he quote-unquote found out that there's a thing between Iris and Phoenix, is no coincidence. This dude is one of the close friends of Larry and, of Miles and of Phoenix. Together, the three of them. And it's not... Here's the thing. You don't need to accomplish anything in life compared to your friends, compared to the people in your life. But Larry feels differently. Larry constantly tries on different hats, tries on different things, tries to do well in different things so he can become something bigger. He constantly tries to find girls to fill this void in his life because he feels like that's going to make him feel important as well. He's constantly trying to be the center of attention. And it's very clear why. Like, Edgeworth and Phoenix were the ones that have always gotten the attention through their lives. They're the ones that have always, like, taken the spotlight. They're in the newspapers all the time. They're constantly, like, talked about by people. And yes, they get more attention. And I'm sorry for derailing this for a second, but that's just how I feel about this. Larry's coming from, why he's doing this right now, it's not a coincidence. You know what I mean? He definitely feels this way in some way, shape, or form. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led me to finding a beautiful crystal sphere half buried in the snow. I'm sure the Iris simply was wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost the crystal sphere that night.
Crystal sphere?
This one. Pretty, isn't it? But finders keepers. That sphere, where did you find it? You found it there?
Let me see, around here somewhere. Looks about right.
And it was half buried in the snow?
Yeah, it pretty much stopped snowing by then.
But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge.
The court accepts this crystal sphere.
That's mine, okay? I want it back afterwards. There's blood on it, though. Yeah, there's something on it.
Oh my, it's blood!
What? Blood? Found half covered in the snow near Dusky Bridge on the night of the crime. It has blood in it. I have an idea of where this actually came from. You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry. This is what I was talking about. There is a lot of insecurities in Larry. Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore. Didn't you want to be called Larice Stewenham only a few minutes ago? Yeah, by the way, guys, I know at this point, like, that it's not Stewenham, right? But at this point, it's like me calling Graham Graham. It's like, I'm just keeping it going. Like, there's no point at this point changing it, because it's not going to change in my mind. It's Stewenham. Doing him. Proof the Iris flew. I have an idea of what's happening here, since there's blood on it as well, but I'm not sure if this is actually how it happened, right? I found this beautiful crystal sphere buried in the snow. But, like, she didn't have it in the actual crime photo itself, did she? She does, that's the sphere. Okay, that is the sphere, but that's not the crime photo. Did she have it in the crime photo, though? Wait, is that it on the hand? Was the statue always like that? Okay, so let's start off by, let's present this. Right? Because he's saying that that belonged to Iris. But I don't think so. Larry, that night, there was someone who lost the crystal sphere. There was? Who? Who was this stupid idiot? Miss Elise Stewenham, the mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim? I have a photo of her here. Yep, right there. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar looking crystal sphere. Hey, that's my photograph, give it back. A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch. They look nothing alike. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff found at the scene of the crime.
Ah, the crystal sphere is gone. It's gone.
Looks like you're out of it again, Larry.
What? Just what does this mean?
If anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night, it certainly was not Iris after all. She was not wearing her hood, more importantly. The crystal sphere found at the landing site was not hers either. I'm wondering how relevant this crystal sphere is going to be to this whole thing, though.
That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Stewenham.
A fool alongside another fool, on a fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected. You can't do that, I saw it with my own two. And this crystal sphere? This is nothing more than a red herring. You honestly believe that? Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Stewenham was in her room at the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, this sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all. I'm kind of like struggling to think about how it would be related to the case as well. Only that like it proved that Larry was mistaken about something. Miss Franziska von Karma. The only person who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe that this has nothing to do with the case? The crystal sphere, it was probably thrown away at the bridge after the murder.
After the murder?
There is blood on the crystal sphere, isn't there? This naturally suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent, which is the exact same reason that he drew the ridiculous sketch. Are you saying, I don't think Larry would do this unless he was trying to like get Iris away from the crime or like try to get Iris off the crime. I don't think Larry's that vindictive. I could be wrong, but I don't think he is. You mean I'm the killer? All joking aside, just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case. She makes a valid point. There is no evidence that Elise Dunham left Hazakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely.
Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If it is not related to the case, then this witness who you called will have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time. Damn.
Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth. Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Yes, I can. Question mark? Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. To simply prove it, that's the only option. That's what he'd do. Oh my god! That is what he'd do! Oh, this is... Stop. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. Anytime they show me any bit of care from Edgeworth to Phoenix, it just my whole body just melts. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case.
You will do what?
That look in your eyes. Do you remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered? That should come as no surprise, because right now I am Phoenix Wright, and I am indeed cornered. That's such a cool way of looking at it. He's like representing Phoenix as well as Iris.
I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth.
Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. Do we present the actual crime photo itself? Because I'm thinking that ball is the thing in its hand, right? Because the crime photo's already there. Right? Unless that sphere was already there. I think it actually was already there too. But let's take a look at the crime photo. I don't know. Whatever. Let's present this anyway. Let us present the crime photo because I'm thinking it might be the hand. The music stopped. This crystal sphere, it was half buried in the snow, correct? That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have had it totally covered. That's all I needed to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear.
What?
When the crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was ever so slightly. Snowing? On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there was no snow on the victim's body. Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder. Okay, so this is completely opposite of what I was thinking. I think that sphere was always there in the hand of the thing. It's just something I didn't notice, maybe. But this is a way better thing, Phoenix. You got me all riled up for a second. I mean, Miles, Edgeworth, Wright, Phoenix. Who cares? You're married. You finish each other's sentences, you have each other's names now. Who's gonna take each other's name? I'm so used to having Phoenix in the court.
Order, order, order.
On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge, and there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose.
What? What could it have been?
This sphere, there's some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge. Whoa, so they took the... Wait, what? The murder didn't take place in the Hazakura Temple courtyard? Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness. Just who is the fool? And which part is so foolish, Miss Von Karma? This is great between these two. It's so entertaining to watch. Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard. That's not exactly true now, is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body. That's the same thing. No, it isn't. You said it yourself. Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of the blade's insertion. If you want to talk about it, talk when the most blood would be lost from a body, that will be when the blade is removed. If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding. You are forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Julian's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot, it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest that someone carried the body all that way? I've made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the events is also perfectly plausible.
Now the defense is ready. The court would have an explanation. 3? Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple.
Wait, we're talking about the snowmobile then, right? Right? So here, this here, it would be the snowmobile. On that snowy night, there was one way the body could have been moved. The snowmobile. The music's still going though. The music's still going. Is that a bad sign? As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon, but it could also have been used to carry a body.
Odd. Yeah, get him.
This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave. What do you mean? The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. That is true. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin? Unless if she was trying to go get help. You're too late, Franziska von Karma. Oh my god. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation. Yes, that's such a Phoenix Wright move. That's such a Phoenix Wright move. Like when you're backed into a corner, the best thing you can do is, okay, let's investigate more. There's more to this. That's such a Phoenix Wright move, right? That's such a Nick move. Where was the victim Elise Dunham really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for. And finally, just what does this image mean? Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it. This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. Wow. However, he would never utter a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. That's true. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. Edgy, thank you. It wasn't generally too much of a compliment, but okay.
That settled it then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances.
Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It's just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner. Excuse me? There was one reason and one reason alone for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case and then pass it on to Wright. Oh my god. This whole episode just gives me chills every single time. This whole chapter.
Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Then I wouldn't have had a friend.
Yeah, you would have been whipped anyway. Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This is my chance to finally grind you under my heel. A shame that your chances seem to have slipped you by. What a shame. This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. Get him. Get him. I demand satisfaction. Oh my god, okay, maybe too much. Maybe too much. Did you whip him to death? Is he gone? Did you grind him into dust?
I cannot believe that this witness testimony relates to a natural event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed. I'm counting on a thorough investigation by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this,
the rest is up to you, Wright. So you're giving it back to Wright? Oh, I love playing as Phoenix Wright. But I'm gonna kind of miss playing as Edgeworth. This was so fun. This was such an amazing time in this game. I've had such a fantastic time. Like, it's honestly gonna be something that I'm gonna miss. And like, I hope that's not the last we see of Edgeworth. I hope it's not the last we've seen of Von Karma either. I really do. Like, I love those characters so much. February 9th, 3:43 a.m. Hot Tea Clinic, intensive care. Oh no. I'm still up at this hour reading through the trial record of a certain case. So he was in the hospital bed. Okay, I should have noticed the IV drip before. That was where he was the last case. It's the first case my mentor Mia Fey ever handled in the court of law. The horrifying truth that I refuse to accept is holding me hostage here within its pages. Dahlia Hawthorne. What I have read, I don't want to believe. What is written here, this isn't the Dahlia I knew. After falling into Eagle River, I was somehow miraculously saved. But I ended up catching a cold that seemed to knock me around the world and back. I feel dizzy. My ears have been ringing, my throat burns, and my head is on fire. But I will recover. I have to recover by this afternoon. I have to meet with the most ill-tempered witness imaginable. But I know that he'll be able to help me with him. Somehow. Oh my god, I know this is gonna end with a kiss. What? I know this is gonna end with an embrace. February 9th, 2:43 p.m., Dusky Bridge. Oh, thank god, they're meeting each other. Right, are you sure you're well enough to be doing this? The concern. I stand by it. I think Edgeworth's a very pretty boy, but the front profile never does him any favors with that, with the side part of his hair. I'll just be honest with you guys. Like, not that he cares about his looks too much, you know what I mean? He knows he's cute. Right. Are you sure you're well enough to be doing this? You still look a little... There we go. That looks way better. A little green in the face. Or maybe Viridian in artist speak. Actually, my fever has gone down quite a bit. How's your temperature now? Only 102.2 degrees. Nothing to worry about. Yeah, you're on a snowy mountain too. Anyway, I read today's trial record. You weren't bad, Edgeworth. Pretty impressive despite the circumstances. We're not in the clear yet. The main point of contention tomorrow is going to be the murder weapon. Yeah. In the end, the green blade with all the different spikes on it did not deliver the deadly blow. Which means there must be another sword hiding out there that we don't know about. Another sword, huh? Don't worry, don't you worry about a thing, pal. I'll dig up the murder weapon myself, or I'll eat my coat. Thanks again, Edgeworth. I'll handle things from here. That is probably for the best. The trust. Actually, I was thinking about paying the old precinct a little visit. There's something I want to look into. And that is our client's background, naturally. You mean Iris, sir? I have a feeling that we've met before. All I want is confirmation, one way or the other. And since I probably won't be getting that from you, I'm sorry, Edgeworth. I bid you adieu, Wright. Take care. I'm gonna miss you. I'm gonna miss you a lot. Guess I should get moving too. Why? Do you need to be somewhere? Yeah, I've got to get to work on this bridge, pal. I'm rigging something up so that we can get across the other side. Yes! That's awesome. That's right, Maya's still stuck over there in the inner temple, and Pearl's probably. Don't worry, don't you worry, pal. As soon as it's all set, you'll be the first to know. Thank you, Gumshoe. The coughs. It's probably not good to be up on the snowy mountain as well. Probably not good at all. No problem, pal. Just try not to give me that cough of yours, okay? All right, I'm off. Hang in there, Maya. We'll get you out, I promise. I will jump across the bridge. But in the meantime, I've got to continue collecting evidence.
I wonder, should we, like, I don't think we have to collect much here. I think we pretty much, like, got a lot of the stuff here at this point. I think where we should go to is probably, like, just move right away to Heavenly Hall. I think the main gate first, because this is probably where we're going to find the least amount of evidence, and Heavenly Hall is probably a beast of an evidence place. But then maybe I'm wrong. It could be either or. February 9th, Hazakura Temple, main gate. I don't think we're going to have to examine a whole lot in this place, but still. Calm, please. It's for art's sake, I swear. Oh, no. There's only one guy I know who could be this persistent and high-strung.
I'm talking about the heroine here. The heroine in my book. I'll make you famous. Oh, no. Enough. A fool's who foolishly accepts the foolishness of a fool's fool. Wouldn't you agree, Phoenix Wright?
Oh, there's a smile there. There's a happy smile there. It's buried under that kind of, like, devilish smile, but it's there. You're happy to see him. Don't lie.
Huh? Me? Wait a second. I know you. How could you forget her? How could you even, like, not notice her right away?
She whipped you like 50 times last game.
Your reflexes and mine need to shape up. My brain's frying like a sunny side up, and you want to grill me over a name? Franzi, you can't do that. Even as you speak, Nick's on the brink of death, or so I'm told. Whip a dead horse. Isn't that one of your American sayings? No, it's not, and I'm not on the brink of anything. Come on, Nick. Tell her, would you? Tell her she needs to model for a new picture book.
Franzi's whippity whip trip. Go home, Larry.
Before you ask me to model, learn to give at least a semi-coherent testimony. And before that, you'll have to learn how to live a semi-coherent life, Larry.
Oh my god. The double down.
I don't care what anyone says. I'm telling the truth. I saw what I saw. She flew, I'm telling you, whoosh, just like that dude with the red underwear. I don't think I'm gonna forgive you guys when you come crawling back, crawling back to apologize.
The dude with the red underwear.
It's amazing how little has changed with you in the past year, Phoenix Wright.
The same with you in a way. Wow, we're getting to talk to Von Karma as Phoenix?
Have you been in Germany all this time? That's right. Extending my perfect win record, naturally.
Oh joy, sounds like she hasn't changed a bit.
Has it really been a year since we first met? I'm Franziska Von Karma, the prodigy.
I see.
I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason. Revenge. Franziska Von Karma was born and raised in Germany and became a prosecutor at the age of 13. Her father was a legendary prosecutor, Manfred Von Karma, great design as well. He had a perfect win record for 40 long years, but now he is gone from this world. Don't tell me you still hold a grudge against me because of what happened to your father. Phoenix Wright, you will fall before me.
This I promise. I will fall before you anyway, Von Karma. Controller's down. I'm getting on the floor. 1 second, guys. Excuse me. Okay. It's already happened. I am here.
I don't know why I do this dumb shit. I don't even have a face cam.
But it will be for my sake. Now, my father, are we clear? Yes, Crystal.
Guys, I'm going to end the video here, and in the next one, we're going to go on with the rest of this case. I'm excited to talk to more to do with Von Karma, and honestly like to see what happens more with this case, because this has been like one of the most intriguing times, and one of the most terrifying and nerve-wracking times as well. I will see you all very soon. Bye-bye.